Ladies and gentlemen, inside this box, there's an amazing device. Yes, there is. Greetings and welcome to SmartWatch Ticks. I am about to unbox something we have not seen here, anything like this. In fact, I'm going to be begging your indulgence because, as you know, SmartWatch Ticks is a smartwatch channel that reviews let me see if I got this right. Smartwatches. Yeah, and fitness bands and things like that. And this is from the United States of America. This is an amazing device. It's a wearable, but there's no watch. Hey, I know, don't turn it off. Keep watching. Because, okay, I'm going to break this seal, and I can't accept it if the seal is broken. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, I think that did it. Yeah. Inside here, if you are in the senior category, or thinking about being senior someday, or if you've got heart issues, anything related to blood pressure, wow, and heart health, wow, you going to be interested in this. Honestly, this is an amazing device. Oh, it comes in two parts, it looks like. There's that one. This box is so big, I've had to set up a whole new studio to make the camera far enough away that we could actually look at everything. We have the HELO LX. And we have what looks like accessories inside of here. A 5-pack, wow, of different bands. The HELO LX. This is the LX, everybody. You ready to unbox this puppy? Okay, let's do it. Oh, I got to undo it again on the other side. And all my serial numbers and IMEI and whatever else is there is over on the side. So I'm going to keep that off camera for you because it uniquely identifies this device. And then we're going to open it up. Ready for this? Wow. Wow, look at that. Oh, it is lightweight. Come down here. Get back on my hand. It could float away. HELO LX. It's got what looks like heart rate diodes, charging port. That looks like a metal plate, so maybe ECG type stuff. Yeah, there's the brand, a button, and that's it. That's it. Obviously, removable, easily removable bands, and it slides on. I'm going to say, we'll turn it on and show it to you, but I guess it's on. This is something you can just put on almost like a bracelet, I guess, and wear. Slide it through here. Bring it down, snap it in, pick a hole, get it on there nice and tight, and there you are. Wow, okay. So obviously the magic isn't going to happen here for me to show you on the screen. It's going to be associated with the Tethering app. So the app is everything. We'll get into that in a minute once we see what else we have in the box. There's more. Oh, there's my serial number. It's everywhere. Okay, I think I took that away. Oh, I've got a little sticker I can put on the back of my car. I like that. There's the charging dock. Here are books about it, a user's guide, 2 of them. These look like different languages. Yep, English, Italian, and so forth are all in here. I've got another sticker in black. Oh. A polishing cloth. This is a high-end device. Look at that. Okay. And a little card that says, empower your HELO LX, adding new features and measurements. Visit heloappstore.com. Okay. So you got that information. And now let's take a look at the user's manual and give us an idea of what this really is. totally different packaging than what we're used to. It's really nice to see high-end attention here. I'm going to move all the clutter out of the background so you can read the manual pretty easily. And as we usually do, those of you new to SmartWatch Tics, our YouTube channel, we generally go through the user manual page by page. It's tiny writing from a distance for me to read. So I flash it up here so that if you get this or you really want to go deeper into it, you have the opportunity to take a look at the manual ahead of time, learn what it can do, how it works, and of course, if there's things I miss in the overall review, which there always are, even though these reviews can be up to an hour and a half, I still miss things. They're complex. So if you find them in here, that'll give you some insight. Of course, we're going to be downloading the HELO app, it says. And then when we're in the app, this is guidance on how you actually set it up to use it. Now, it's all about heart health. That's the one thing that I know really about this. And it is brand new technology. And it's coming to us from Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, in the United States. So we're in a whole new territory now. This is something different. And apologies that it's not a watch. Maybe the app will tell time. But it is a wearable. And we're extending over the edge just a little bit to be able to bring this to you. Okay. It has an SOS function. Interesting. Okay. To send a message, care and cleaning, and there's a QR code for more detailed information. You can download the manual. All right, so you can actually look at this possibly offline. We don't see that often. That's why I put them on the screen. They're usually not available online. Okay, and you got some addresses here for more information, including tutorials and all of it. And that should be the English version, and it sure is. And then we have other languages. That's the first box. Here's the second one. This one isn't all sealed up, and I presume that, judging from the cover, we have a bunch more bands. Wow! Wow! I love my job. I love my job. No, you cannot have my job. No, I'm not going to send you any watches. I hoard them. You know that. No, I use them for comparison apps. Look at this. Oh, this is sweet. Wow. Yeah. What else we got in here? A manual on the bands. Okay. Color bands. Yeah. By golly. All right. A little bit more information. What's in the package? Okay. Changing the wristbands. Easy instructions on how to do that. Attaching a new band. I mean, this should be something pretty easy, but it's good to have guidance to make sure you get it right. And now we're into different languages. Okay, manual on the bands and a cleaning cloth for the band itself. So it comes with the black, but you have really nice, good camera pickup on the colors right now too. They're pretty genuine. That's a little bit brighter on the camera than in real life. But yeah, we got a bunch of bands to play with as well. All right, I'm going to set this aside and see if I need to charge it and learn about it. And we're going to go into this amazing device, the HELO LX. Oh, wait, we're not done. There's something else in the box. Yeah, germanium stones. There's germanium stones. Wow. 99.9% pure. I don't even want to touch them. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Why germanium stones? We're both going to learn. Yes, we are. I'm going to learn first, and then I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, I got another manual. Boy, good. This may be, wow, that tiny print. This hopefully will tell us a little bit. Okay, we got to learn about this. It's in several different languages, and it goes across. So, From the English perspective, here you go. All about germanium stones and why we have them. And I'll read this in a little while. Like I said, I just got it in. Oh, is that a different language? That's French. Okay, it's just those 2 pages, I guess, then. Yeah. Whole new technology from the United States. Very cool. Here's something else. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's a certificate of authenticity. Yeah. There's the client name, Word, Global Network. Okay. Whoa, operated in Shenzhen First Union Technology Company Limited. It is China, okay. But it's coming to us from Chicago. How's that? These are the tests required. And all of the stuff that is in this is the full authentication test results of the material that's in these stones. They're taking this really serious. Germanium. That's a neat word, germanium. We'll get back to this. Okay, now let's get this thing charged up. Well, here it is, all charged up, and I've spent about a day with it, all last night, and we've got some interesting data to report to you. Going to show you that in an app, but in the meantime, let's talk about the band a little bit more. When I take it off, you see again that it's got the heart sensors, diodes in here for what's called PPG. That's where little green lights shine into your skin and reflect back off of the blood in your capillaries to get information into the device. Then you've got an electrode right here. You need 3 to make a thing called ECG, electrocardiogram, to work. Here's one in these little metal plates, and the third one makes skin contact. You're going to learn that part of what you'll do with this device is simply wear it, and at the right time when the app tells it to, it's going to shine the green light into your arm, and boom, you don't even know it's happening. The other part, you're going to actually have to touch with one hand. If you're wearing it on this arm, you're going to have to touch with this hand the 2 plates in order to make a signal between these 2 and this one that crosses all the way around your body through your heart in order to get the electrocardiogram. Not these little slits, but these actual edges here. It's got 1 button, and it's got, as you saw in the manual, it's got a couple of things it can do. Hold it for 2 seconds, it turns it on. Hold it for, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, does different things. Turn it off. You know it's on if you see a little blinky light here, and this is the only thing you've got. A blue light if it's in Bluetooth mode looking to connect. A green light if it's actually tethered properly to your app. And a red light if the battery's low. And that's everything there is about the band. Except, of course, the bands on the band are removable, and you can change them out with the other color ones that we saw earlier. Okay, germanium. I said we'd get back to it. Let's talk about germanium. That's these little chiclets here, and they are designed to go into the physical band. They've got little snap-on connectors. Hey, I lost my germanium. Come back here. You can line them up on whichever ones you want. I kind of like them at the very front ones. And you snap it in on the inside facing out. And you got 3 of them, so you could put them all side by side on one side, or skip a hole or a couple of holes, whatever you'd like. It's up to you, your pattern. I presume there's a rhyme and a reason that you might be interested in. There we go. And so when I put this on around me, you see the germanium would be making skin contact right about there, if the band is right about here. And what's it gonna do? You know, it's kind of hard to find out. So we're going to use the internet. That's right. If you use Google, but the special kind of Google called Scholar Google, and you put in scholar.google.com, you're in a regular Google window. You put in the search terms germanium Not Germanian. Germanium. Have you ever been to Germania? They have a lot of Germanians there. Germanium immune health. And what you're going to come up with is a whole bunch of stuff, of which I just extracted this introduction from one technical document. It's a new approach to immunity. And being that I don't know anything about it and that ignorance is bliss, I'm just going to sit in bliss and let you guys read this and make your own determinations about how it may fit in your life. But the best I can tell is that the aspect of having germanium stones, crystals, whatever, that are available to be put in this band like this. Ooh, look at that. Double diodes. It's looking for me. I'm coming. I'll be back. That germanium near your body, in contact, high purity, has something to do with health. Boom. That's all I can say. That's all we should say. It's up to you to research it. But again, scholar.google.com and search on terms like germanium immune or immunity health, and you'll get a lot of good technical documents, believable stuff that you can dive into, written by people with degrees and whatnot that hopefully can shed some light on how germanium fits into the whole equation. All right, we have talked a lot about nothing. Now let's talk about something. No, I know, that's something, but this is what it's here for, and that's the app. It's really all about how it tethers to the app. I put into the Google Play Store HELO app, and you get a bunch of different ones, and there's really one that for this particular unit, the HELO LX, that works really well. If I can get my camera to focus here, it's called the HECA app. So you're going to want to, you can look on HELO app or search on HECA app. That's the one you're going to want to install. There's other ones that work with different versions of this band apparently, but this one seems to work really well. When you open the HECA band and you go through setting it up initially, you've got to create yourself a little account. You can use your phone number or your email address, I believe. And then you got to connect your device, and it's finding the HELO LX and it's connected. There's whole tutorials over on the main website related to this that goes through that, so I'm not going to... This is a review of how it works, not a tutorial on how to do it. When you're in it and you've got it on and you set it up, you're going to get data. And you get data in a variety of categories. And once again, we don't have any kind of a display on this device, so this is totally dependent on gathering data to the app. This is a sensor collection node, electronic sensor collection node that you wear on your arm. A lot of important stuff happening here, but it's transferred over here for deeper analysis that you can understand. Across the bottom, you have a dashboard, a place you can do measurements, We Care, which is where you can connect with your friends and relatives, and Guardian, which is a section where you can go in here and set up some parameters that will warn you or your loved ones through that We Care connection that you've got a problem. And that's kind of what this is all about, is monitoring heart health and looking for indicators of things that might be something you want to take a little bit deeper, right? Okay, let's jump into this, see what we've got. These are measurement areas that we've collected, both manually through interrogating it from the app and automatically through a process where it will go out there regularly and check for you. Here's the last time. It was at 1:33 in the afternoon. You see, I don't do military time, folks. I don't. 13:33. Here's the graphic view of the heart rate that came in during that time frame for that reading. Here are my number of breaths per minute. Pretty cool that they can get your breathing rate out of your heart information, isn't it? Well, here it is, and it's in the normal zone as well. And we've got a mood analysis that says that my mood is calm right now, between being anxious or low. Of course, that's before I started the video. You know how wired I get for that. And There we go. My trend is energetic right now. I got some high energy going on. And the date and time for all of that stuff. That's the last current reading, and that's here in the dashboard. If I want to measure some of that, I come over here. Now, it takes time, something like between 30, 40 seconds and 90 seconds to do each of these. So just to give you a hint, if I were to hit heart rate, like so, it's going to turn that thing on. It's going to count down the number of seconds, and at the end, it's going to give me a number, and that's my result, and yada, yada, yada. And you understand all that. We're not going to go through it because it's going to take forever, but that's where the data comes from. Individually, by heart rate, your breath rate, the mood or energy, we saw all that, and the blood pressure. Then you got these other things, which is your heart graph and a heart check indicator. Going to come back to those in a minute. Here are my results. This was Wednesday and Thursday, and there's a synopsis of my steps for the day, my sleep time. Wow, 11 hours and 41 minutes. At 1:54 in the afternoon, I've been napping, and so forth. There's the heart rate, or blood pressure, systolic, diastolic, and other information. And then it's the next time frame. So you see this grouping here is a set. So there's a set of automatic measurements that it did. Here's a set that happened at 12:01 that includes these different things in one complete measurement that happened automatically because I have it set up now to do it like every hour or so. And on and on and on. So all the meticulous individual data is here. Well, that's interesting, but it's kind of a hard way to view it if you just wanted to check like your blood pressures over time, right? Not to worry, you can come over here in a tab, which we haven't really discussed yet, but you can get down in here and you can go into my report. And in your report, you've got all this stuff listed in a graph format, much easier to check. This is the heart rate. There is your heart chart, overall normal or abnormal, and it's apparently this gets better over time. They say you're not supposed to share your band with other people because it's going to learn you. Once you tether it to your watch and you've tethered it to you, you've calibrated it to your skin. There's all that stuff in this app, and more information on how to do that, like I say, over at their website, and that'll all be in the show links to take you over there so you can look at it ahead of time, or definitely when you buy or get one of these things, you can do that. Anyway, over time, the artificial intelligence aspects of it will make it even more meaningful for your specific body operation. Here, did you see that? Wasn't that cute? Do it again. Do it again. Come on. Do it again. Do it again. Yeah. Oh. Systolic, diastolic, minimum, maximum. This is the zone that you're in. Look at this. If you got the chart for all of this stuff, just love it. More than and you got a calendar. You can go back. There's yesterday. Here's today. I presume these are zones. I'm in the green zone most of the time, but the yellow zone, which is maybe hypertension, I don't know. It's entertainment purposes only, folks, and I am definitely entertained. That was, I guess, when I had the band off, straight line, and here it is back on again. So it's getting its information. Then here's my breathing. Yeah. Minimum 12, and I powered out, jogged a little bit earlier, and I had this thing on to test it out. I got a maximum 41 breaths per minute, and I really want to do that Zen sitting, mindful meditation thingy, and see if I can get my breathing down. I think 10 is the lowest. It showed that you could set it for an alarm. If it went below 10, it could alarm you, but I want to get it down to 6, maybe 4. 4 breaths a minute. Isn't that great? That's like hibernation. So here's my chart on my breathing. Here is the energy stuff. Now, this stuff is coming from, I'm going to get a little technical with you now. You're going to see it later when we do the ECG, electrocardiogram thing when you touch and all of this and that, and somehow all of that stuff together can give an indicator of your heart rate variability, how much space there is between your heartbeats and whatnot. And that can tell you how anxious you are and how relaxed you are, whether you're calm or energetic, your mood, basically, your mood. Without putting the mood ring on and seeing what color it changes, this gives you an electronic way of figuring some of that stuff out. Interesting, meaningful. It can help you when it comes to your heart health as you learn more about how your heart works and how you can work with it to stay healthy. Over here, I got steps. That's a shoe. Got that kind of walking going on today in kilometers and miles. Hello, isn't it about time? We have both together. Why do I always have to have either or? Maybe if I see them both together, I can slowly start to learn how many kilometers there are in a mile and vice versa. Calories burned. Your basic information for your step count in a hour-by-hour basis on that particular day, and the ability, of course, to change days in here as well. And then there I was last night, tossed and turned. I was thinking about how am I going to do this review? What in the heck is this thing? And how does germanium fit into it? You wouldn't believe what keeps me up at night. But there it is. There's my light sleep and wake-up times and all of that stuff, statistically collected in meticulous detail, summarized when you're on the other aspects of this app. But really, that's why I wanted to spend some time on that tab. Really a lot of detail when you fly down here to my report. Okay, you got other things in here. Don't want to go through hours of this. Here's each of your measurements individually, right? Here's plugins. Oh, this is really cool because this is something special that I haven't seen before. This is how they've chosen to work with this thing. This has got stuff in it, and it transmits that stuff via Bluetooth over to here. Then, you got your basic stuff, and then optional stuff that can be added through plugins. That means they can sell this hardware to you. You can be out there with this, and instead of it going obsolete, because now they're going to add something like blood pressure estimation, and you go, oh, I got to buy a new band so I can do that. No, they're just going to update the app, or actually give you like a whole enterprise of its own app store, and you'll be able to download these different apps as plugins that stick into your overall analysis if that stuff is of interest to you. And then you can do these things like blood pressure emulation, heart rate graph, and your heart check indicator. You remember we saw those? Where did we see those? Over in measurement, heart check indicator. Look at those plugins. You want to see that in action? Me too. Let me put the band on. There we go, all wired up, and I think we're connected, so let's see. I'm going to hit heart graph. Oh, there it goes. Look, it wants my fingers on the thing, and there's no signal happening. So until I do this, and I want to do it on camera, boom. Okay, did you see all the things jump? And now if I get it just right, I should start to see the blip, 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 blip. That's his systolic thing. Is any medical guys out there? The systolic part of my heart wave going across. And look at the detail in that chart. I mean, it's got a pattern to it. It's got notches and nicks. It's got an up and a down and a smaller one. Cool stuff. And if you know what you're doing with heart waves, heart rate graphs, which this thing apparently does, to at least to the extent to tell you you're normal or you're not. And that's a good thing. You combine that with the fact that this has got an SOS capability that I think you just like double press it once you got it programmed with a phone number in your phone and it's tethered together. Let's say it's grandma or grandpa and you're concerned about their health and they're feeling a little dizzy. They can press those buttons and send this thing over or contact you. And then because you've got that We Care thing going on where you can follow those guys with their bands on, They could follow you, I guess. This whole thing is set up so that remotely, those of you who care and have a loved one you're concerned about and you're looking into heart health, preventative medicine, and intervention could connect. Connect, first of all, just connect and talk to each other. And secondly, connect in a way that you can get this heart check kind of information there too. Blood pressure emulation, whole different thing. Okay, it says it's in progress, and I'm not supposed to shake, and I'm not touching the electrodes. Now, when you're not touching the electrodes, that means it's deriving its information from, class, PPG, the diodes in the back, right? They're shining into your skin and reflecting back, and it's getting the data it needs for blood pressure estimation based on PPG, not the heart wave thing we saw just now with the ECG. That's when you're touching the electrodes, and it's a whole different kind of technology. And I did all that so we could come up with no data. All right, I'm going to be real quiet and do this, and let's see what happens. Okay, that time it worked. I did it off camera and I stayed quiet. It's saying that my estimation is 126/78, and I can either repeat it or accept it. I'm going to say done. And on any of these things, I have a chance of saying how accurate the measurement is in my estimation. Oh, I didn't even get to the point about calibration. That's back at the beginning. But if you're all calibrated and this seems reasonable for you, you can decide how reasonable it is. And that feedback will help, I presume, the app become more aware of, did it get it right? Did it get it half right? Or was it way off? So I'm going to guess a 4, subjectively. And there we go. Now, I wanted to also mention, wow, this one, the heart check indicator. This is doing 2 things now. It's a long test. It's like 90, almost 100 seconds. The first part of the test, I'm trying to be really still but talk at the same time. It's using the optical part, right? And you're getting these, almost like a sine wave. That's your thump of the blood oozing through your capillaries as viewed by the diodes lighting up your wrist. But that's only the first part of the test. It will be used to compute your beats per minute for your heart rate and your... see there? Now, it wants me to touch the band. It gave me 5 seconds to do that. Can you see on camera? I've got myself touched. Okay, and now it's switched. And now it's giving me the actual heart rate, heart wave thing, the EKG, ECG. Every time I say EKG, that's the brain wave, I really mean ECG, the heart wave, electrocardiogram. For some reason, I'm dyslexic about that. So because it's medical terminology, I want to put it out there. I don't ever mean EKG. We don't have that yet. It's ECG. Okay. It's come back and said normal. You see where it says normal down there? Now, probably because I was yapping my mouth off, I did not get a solid reading for the pulse and the blood pressure, which would have shown up during that first half of the test because it uses the diodes, the PPG, for measuring that. Right now, to the extent of what this... I can't do this and talk at the same time, but you saw what it's trying to do. Right now, and I'm just going to let it go, what it's able to do is work with the PPG aspect for the hardcore data and just give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down, kind of a normal or abnormal for your heart wave interpretation. Now, that's probably all you're going to need or want for an elderly person is, are you okay or not okay? I don't know that you're going to be able to get into the detail of what could be abnormal in the heart wave. It's just, do we have an issue or do we not kind of a thing. So there's all sorts of things like AFib and BFib and CFib. No. There's heart conditions that are of concern. See, now it's switching to go to the other mode, which doesn't do anything but read noise until you actually touch it, and then it'll align it, and then it'll give you the correct information. And if it gets enough stable data, it's going to come back and give you its answer. That's all the heart check indicator. That's a plug-in. Even the blood pressure is a plug-in. And that all comes in the measurement, and it's available over here in the plug-in sections as well. There's going to be more is what I'm getting to. Right now we're using PPG for one thing and ECG for another thing, and there's the possibility of combining those into the ECG plus PPG, which if you Google the scholar.google.com and search on ECG plus PPG, you'll find information about how the two can work together. So there's a lot of growth potential here, and there's already a lot of stable data that you've got. You have a quick start section, which is giving you the directions on how to set this thing up, how to properly wear it with the light up toward the top, how to set up the Bluetooth connection, how to calibrate it. And this is the first step you're going to go through, is to calibrate this device for you. You basically help it tell the difference between a tabletop, a cold beer, your mother-in-law, or you. Well, not to that fine definition, but it'll recognize your skin and when it's on your skin. And you do this all through this setup kind of stuff. And then it talks about the different features, which we've mentioned, the SOS, the We Care to connect with your loved ones, and the Guardian, which can set, I didn't show you that, which is where you can set up the parameters. Is Guardian on here somewhere? Yep. The parameters of which, if you fall out of that, will alert you that you've got something going on. So if you get lower than or higher than a blood pressure in the systolic or the diastolic, so you got 4 numbers there, then it's going to let you know. If your heart rate gets too low or too high, or your breath rate gets too low or too high, you set all that stuff up, it can notify you, or it can actually, by SOS, notify your loved ones. And you could notify those who are following you in the We Care thing. So this is a really sophisticated, well thought out, amazing device, just like it said at the very beginning, an amazing device. What more? You know, I'm logged in, registered to this thing. You set up your own account, and you're all set. Personal information, that's where you put in your particular stuff, which I haven't really done yet. But you can, even your blood group, whether you're going to wear it on your left or right hand, your weight and height, all of that. Yeah. A health plan that you can go through. Right now it's set for me for every 30 minutes to automatically do the measurements. The default is 120, I think. Yeah, there you go. Every 2 hours. And it sets it successfully. And it'll come in here and it'll collect all that data. Remember that part where we saw page after page after page? It does all of the measurements all at once every 2 hours or a half hour, whatever you set. Of course, the shorter the period, the faster your battery will drain. But even at 30 minutes, I think it's going to last a few days between charges. And your overall settings, where you can check for updates. And they say do that right away because, well, you probably will have the latest app if you download it from the Google Play Store. But you're definitely going to need to do an update to the band itself. It came needing an update for me, and they're going to be updating it periodically. That's how they add in all these juicy goodies that you can have access to. And then other things, unpair it. Oh, you can set the LED settings. So at nighttime, if you want, and I have, set it really, really soft. You could even turn them all the way off so it doesn't disturb you, that little blinky light. And of course, it's got its own daytime settings, which you could make really bright to see out in sunlight. Every little detail's been thought out here. Here's your WGN account, which is another whole aspect of this. You can check that over at the website, and that ties you in not just your friends who have a band or monitor you, your friends and family, but another whole aspect of this whole thing. And then you can exit. Here's how you install your plugins, and here's how you can reset the blood pressure indicator values so that you can go back to a baseline. And a really important disclaimer, which I'm just going to leave on the screen for you to read, because this is medical kind of stuff we're talking about, and nobody here, not me, not YouTube, not these guys, nobody is qualified to be giving you medical advice on any of this stuff. This is a unit that can acquire some information that may be helpful for you making decisions about yourself. But it is nowhere meant to be or professed to be anything that you should rely on, okay? It's entertainment purposes only. You got to say that with all of these things, because it's important. It's really important for you to get the right medical treatment and the right medications and the right everything related to what's going on with you. So take all of this with a grain of salt, but you know, it's really powerful information to know about. All right. Oh, I skipped what looks like an ad, doesn't it? I'm so used to Facebook, you know, having these ads in the middle of it, page after page. It's not an ad. Well, it is, but it's not. Visit the HELO App Store for more apps and features. When you do this, now I've flipped over into my browser. I'm going to HELOAppStore.com. You can do this right now. You don't need this device at all to check out all of the different things that are available. And I was telling you, this is like its own little ecosystem. And in that ecosystem, it's got categories and all sorts of different kinds of apps. It's got the HECA Plus, which is for an upgraded version of this that has a little window here that can read the solar energy, so you know if there's too much IR outside, and you can wear a hat, those kind of things. The HECA app, that's the one we're using right now. My HELO, other things, all these are different apps. And then there's these staff picks, and well, they look like the same thing. Look at this, coming eventually, an H4G glucose clinical trial plug-in, meaning, I guess, you're still using the same hardware. It's a plug-in software to the band, and so forth. All sorts of good things. And that is available right through a regular web browser. You just head over to the HELOAppStore.com. Okay, wow, we've covered a lot. What can I say? We've got germanium stones that are inside. Oh, there, one of them popped off. Inside the band that you can stick in that have something to do with the human immunity system. That's all part of this as well. So you've got a really interesting device that is not a smartwatch. But thank you for watching SmartWatch Ticks to learn about something that doesn't even have a clock in it. Oh, goodness. I won't do this to you again, I promise. But this was so close to so much of what we have been talking about here on this channel. It just felt the right thing to do to expose those of you interested in the health aspects of wearables to this kind of technology. All right, you've been watching SmartWatch Ticks. Yes, you have. It hasn't changed its name or its flavor. In fact, we're going to be doing another look at something, I'm pretty sure the very next video, that's going to be talking about ECG and PPG and all of that stuff as well in a band that has a display on it. So a lot of great technology coming out related to our own biometrics, and really excited to see that. All right, we'll see you again. By the way, if you're new, we appreciate your subscription. That helps us to connect with people like we have here to get in amazing things like this. So every little subscription helps. We really appreciate your participation with us, your comments down below. We get a lot of great information from users that amplifies what we talk about in these reviews. So give us a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe if you're inclined, and leave us a comment. That really helps, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.